Hey guys, and welcome back to another Technology Guru video. So today, the time has finally come and Screenflow 6 is released with a slew of new features. So in this video, I'm going to go over all of the new features released in Screenflow 6. And then the next video that I release, I'll link it down in the description, will be a beginner's tutorial on how to use Screenflow 6, all the way from beginning to end, talking about all of the tools and features you can do to create awesome looking screencast with Screenflow. So, talking about the new features, I'm going to start with one of my favorites, and that is the ability to record partial parts of the screen. So now you don't have to always choose an entire desktop screen to record. You can just choose partial bits of a screen or a specific region of a screen to record. So if you have a specific application that you want to record on your screen, you can now choose a specific area and change the dimensions of how to do that. Now, obviously, I can't show you that right now because I'm recording on Screenflow, but as I'm talking about this right now, I will have an image up showing you the feature, how to access the feature, and what it looks like. So that's a really fun feature within Screenflow 6. The next feature I want to talk about is the ability to now export to GIFs or GIFs, whatever you want to call them. So now you can go up and go to File and then go down to Export like you normally would to export your video. Now you can choose a new preset that's called Animated GIF. Select that option there and then select the Customize button right below that, and you can also change the frame rate at which the GIF exports to and then the color range all the way from 8 to 256. And then once you've chosen your settings, click OK and then Export, and it will now export as an animated GIF. Really cool feature. I'm not sure how much I will use it specifically, but I know there's people out there who are absolutely ecstatic about being able to export as animated GIFs. The next feature I want to discuss is a really fun one. They've added a new tab within Screenflow. It's up here in between the audio and the screen recording tabs here. It's called the Video Motion tab. Now, it allows you to apply 3 new animation effects to your images or screens or whatever you're trying to do. So the 3 are Spring, Gravity, and Pulse. You basically just click and apply them to your clips, and it'll create a professional looking animation without like a bunch of hassle and time and After Effects and things like that. Now, gravity will look like this. You can see it goes up there, and then the one that's pulse will look like this. It'll just kind of pulsate there on the screen. So really cool effects that you can add now within Screenflow. In order to do that, basically, you'll just select an object. So if we have an object here, like this image or icon that I've drug onto the screen here, select it there. And then what you'll do is go up here to the Video Motion tab, like I once said, and then go to Action, and then choose the effect you want to use. So let's say we want the pulse effect here, and then we can actually change the duration of how long we want the effect to last for. We can actually change the pulse count. We can change the frequency at which it goes, and then we can also change the amplitude, which will be the size at which it gets to when it pulsates. So all of these different effects have a bunch of different options for you to go in and change the way they look on screen to make it look extremely cool when creating screencasts. Now, what I've always loved about Screenflow is the ability to create professional looking screencast with ease. And these new features aren't like they're mind-blowing, but they're just adding some really good consistent stuff that will make your screencast just stand out that much more. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is the new multi-channel audio mixer. So if we go and select an audio clip within our project and then go here to where you see audio mix, the drop down arrow here, we are able to now see the different channels at which we recorded. Now, obviously I only have 2 channels here. I'm recording in stereo, but if you have a project with instruments and things like that that you want to separate out, or if you did an interview and you're putting it on top of a video, you can now mix the individual channels as opposed to just the one audio channel as a whole, all the way up to 16 different channels. So if you want to, you can fade one like the left side out, you can fade the right side out, and apply some really cool effects if you know what you're doing when it comes to editing audio and things like that. So they've just absolutely amplified the ability that you have now to edit the audio that you're including in your screencast, which are amazing. And obviously you're going to see the redesigned UI. So it looks a little different. The zoom in, zoom out feature looks a little different. The colors of the timeline are slightly different. And then over here on the left on the tracks, we see now a mute button. You can actually mute specific channels. You can even hide those channels, like if you're hiding a layer within Photoshop or one of Adobe's programs. But also the waveforms here with the audio files are redesigned. So the waveforms are now drawn using a implementation for better performance and more accuracy. So you can now zoom in and you're supposedly supposed to be able to access the audio files and have a little more accuracy when editing the audio on your screencast than you did before. One other feature that I do want to mention that I'm not going to be able to show you is the ability to monitor iOS audio. So now as you're recording iOS devices, you're going to be able to monitor that live while you're recording it. So it's great for mobile gamers, app developers, musicians. So anybody who needs to demo an app where the audio is crucial as a part of the video, you can now actually monitor that audio as you're recording it. So that way you don't record something like I have before and get to the end of that and say, oh my goodness, the audio was terrible, or it wasn't high enough, or it was too loud. You can now monitor that audio live. Another audio feature that was released in Screenflow 6 is the ability now to extract the audio channel. So you can now separate these channels. So you can just right-click on a WAV file within your screencast and then go up to extract audio, and you can now extract specific channels. So as you can see here now, I have channel 1 and channel 2 that I can now edit separately. So if I go up here, I can now decrease the volume of channel 2 that's going to be separately adjusted from channel 1. Again, just a great feature to have when you're trying to create professional sounding and looking screencast. Briefly, I do want to mention there's a redesigned countdown overlay. So if you press record, the countdown overlay now looks a little differently. And it also, which is a brilliant feature, tells you what's being recorded. So it'll come up and say, this monitor is being recorded. The audio is coming from this device. Oh, such a great feature. Another thing, probably my favorite feature in Screenflow 6, is the ability to replace a clip. So before you had to go back, delete a clip, and then drag the new clip in, readjust it, do all of that. Now you can go here and actually right-click on a specific clip, go up to Replace Media, and anything that you have in your media folder within this project in Screenflow, you are going to be able to replace it with that. So it doesn't matter if it's a video file or an audio file, you're going to be able to go in here and right-click on that specific clip, go up to Replace Media, and then go down to where you can select whatever media you want to replace it with. And now if you go over there to that specific clip, you will see the replaced media. That, my friends, is what I call ease of use, and it makes your workflow so much easier when working with Screencast. So that's it for the big features within Screenflow 6. There's a new video property called Corner Matte that allows you to easily add an attractive matte to your video clips and images. It'll allow you to round the corners as you export it. Also, when you're exporting a video, the progress will now show on your dock within the Mac dock there. You'll be able to see how much progress has happened or how much time has gone when you're exporting something on top of the application icon, which is just, again, another great feature to have. There's also some more UI elements that were readjusted and redesigned to make them look and feel a little better. If you're updating from a previous version of Screenflow, it's going to be $34. If you are purchasing Screenflow 6 right off the bat, this is your first version of Screenflow, it's going to be $99. Again, if you're someone who's wanting to do demos for apps or demos for tutorials or whatever you're trying to do, Screenflow, if you have a Mac, is the application to get. So again, this is just a basic overview of the new features in Screenflow. The next video that I'm going to do and release today actually will be an overview of how to use Screenflow 6 all the way from beginning to end. Again, guys, if you like this, go ahead and slap that like button. Go ahead and share the video with your friends and family. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching my videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.